Okay, it's recording again. We're just going to go up, take a real quick look. Here's a 1938 Oldsmobile, a 1940 Oldsmobile Woody. We saw the rear end of that car earlier. 38 Oldsmobile convertible. 1935 Oldsmobile convertible. And look at the California plate. This is a 1929 Oldsmobile, folks. Wooden spokes. You hope that you don't get any termites. And for the neophytes, that little silver circular metal down at the bottom of the opening of the radiator, that's where the crank would go in case your battery wouldn't function. You put the crank in to crank it, and there's the Oldsmobile crest on the top of the radiator. And here is the motor. Wow. This here is a 1953 Oldsmobile Fiesta. One of 458. I'm going to pan over here. This car, folks, is absolutely gorgeous. There's a sign in here. I'm going to let you read it. I'm going to place the camera so that there's not too much movement. And apparently, this was a frame-off restoration, as you can read. And it's one of the nicest Fiestas in existence by the Oldsmobile Club of America. First place. Here's the interior. When I tell you the stitching, the leather, the dash, the bright work, the glass, and like a good lady, she's got her skirts. Her skirts are on. Here is the tail end, and apparently this car had been registered in Oklahoma. Gorgeous. And then we're going to take a cursory look here. When they need fuel, you can trust your car to the man who wears the star, Texaco. We have the Texaco regular and the fire chief. Of course, for these older vehicles, they only ran on lead. Of course, now you can't get lead, but there are additives that you can put in. And here's some more Corvettes. This is what my brother Johnny was drooling over. 1953 convertible, number 206 of 300. I think you'd be hard pressed to find any of these vehicles in too much better condition anywhere in any other collection. 1954 Corvette. Look at that motor. Massive. Massive. Here we go. 1955. $1956. A 1957 Airbox, 1 of 43. Now, I don't know what Airbox refers to, but I will take a look on the computer to try to get educated on it. This has a sticker from the National Corvette Restorers Society. To me, it looks like they did a heck of a job. I don't know what they had to restore, but it looks great. Here's a 1962 Oldsmobile Jetfire. This baby is original. Whether they're going to go through and take care of it and restore it, I don't know, but they have a good basis for it. I believe this had the vinyl top, which they took off. But the interior looks fine. Very doable. And this is a 1963 Amphicar. These vehicles would drive on land, as you can see, with the tires and wheels, and it also would act like a boat. Then we have here the chassis, exhaust, the underpinnings of a 1957 Corvette. Now perhaps the body and the interior is off, getting worked on to be replaced on this, but if you look at the bushings, the shocks, the frame, everything is hunky-dory, ready for the top body to be placed on the fiberglass. It's a 58 Corvette fuel injection, big brake option. We saw one of the big brake option cars earlier. It's a 59 Corvette, again, with the big brake option. Gorgeous, gorgeous. A 1950 Corvette. Convertible. Actually, I'm looking, most of these Corvettes have the National Corvette Restorers Society sticker on there. But if you look, this is a 1961. The interior is gorgeous. And these are really, all of these cars are works of art. They started with men and maybe a couple of women sitting down, doodling on paper, coming up with designs. And they progressed and they became production line cars. Here's a 62 Corvette. Looks like it had been raced. It's got some numbers on there. For the kids, ride the Champion, 10 cents. Yes, this was America back then. And I'm sure I rode many a horse. This flag of our nation has a plaque stating the United States Navy. This United States flag was flown on December 7th, 2008, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day at Al Asad Air Base in Al Asad, Iraq, in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, flown for Kent Browning in appreciation for your continued support. And it was presented by, I don't know what the initials exactly stand for. Well, CM1 might be Commander Master Matthew Tate. But that is truly an honor. And thank God for his donations to whatever that he did to help the troops. And here, yeah, Mr. Browning went top of the line here.
What's that?
I say Mr. Browning went top of the line.
Of course.
This is the customer lounge for, I'm sure he's had parties here and invited other people.
Polished concrete floor.
This is what is called terrazzo. This is not concrete.
It's not concrete?
This is not concrete.
I thought they ground this and polished it.
No. They did.
Yeah.
This is called terrazzo.
Okay.
And what they do, and the reason I know about it,
Yeah.
is this is the type of floor that they would put in diners. My father's cousin's husband and his family
Yeah.
owned Federo Dining Car Company, which had been in Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Okay.
And they built many historic diners. One of them, the Empire Diner in New York. You may have seen it on different posters. But what happens is they would take the stone, the different colored stones, mix it with a concrete type material, lay it down, then they would put a high polish. Normally you would see brass lines, which they're not brass, but these are different lines in there. They're joint lines,
Yes, right here, yeah.
so that the terrazzo won't just be one solid piece, so that it wouldn't,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, this is a tilt-up building, so.
A tilt-up building.
Yeah.
What is a tilt? I'm going to put you on video here. What is a
A
tilt-up
tilt-up
building?
building? Okay, that's when they pour the walls on top of the foundation.
Ah,
Bring it back up,
I've seen
they
that
anchor it.
happen. Okay,
It's a tilt-up.
tilt-up. Okay,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I didn't know that term. I've seen where they had the large concrete walls
Right.
laying horizontal,
Right.
and then
Then they picked it up with a crane,
and you'd see it,
lashed it together,
and you would
cemented
see perhaps big, huge pieces of lumber
it. Right,
holding it.
yeah.
And there's Dominic, he's waving goodbye. Tell your beautiful wife I said hello. Tell her I did receive the other day my Oldsmobile identification membership card.
Oh, no, you're on film on that one,
Yes.
buddy.
You saw who signed that, right?
Yes, sir, thank you. Thank you. And here is Mr. Kent Browning's office, which of course we will not go in. But here he has a Formula One poster with, I'm sure, a whole bunch of different drivers. And I think this is a good point to sign off. And we'll just take one last shot. Take care, gentlemen. It was great to see everybody.
Okay.
And and you too, sir, you have a good one.
You too.
There it is, Browning Oldsmobile. I used to work for Old Man Dick, God bless him. And that's about it. Just walk down the wall here. Different models, planes. That looks like the Spruce Goose, the big one up there. It only flew one time, and that was in the port of Long Beach Harbor. And I had taken my mother and my Uncle Angelo when it was still in Long Beach under a big geodome, and we went through it, and they had a big museum. And since that time, many years ago, it was moved up, I believe, to it's Washington State. The Spruce Goose is out of California now. But there's a world globe. God knows when that was. The world's changed a lot, I'm sure. But all the different paraphernalia dealing with the auto business and cars. Here's the Corvette News, Volume 1, Number 1. And squirt for only 10 cents. That's a deal. That's a deal. Gentlemen, excuse me. I'm going to ask you if you'd like to say something on video, because I'm going to close the video out. But what do you think of what you've seen here today?
Sure, you know what, this guy has a lot of words to share. No, I don't. I'm Dan Murphy, and this is Milton Yee.
Hi, Milton.
And this is
Dan.
a very nice collection from Mr. Browning, from the Browning Oldsmobile. He was kind enough to open up his collection to us. And even though now he's selling Mopars, we all appreciate him opening up because he's got a nice collection of
Yeah.
cars, the vintage of all years.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It was nice of him to allow us
Yeah.
to come in.
Yeah. And Dan?
I
What do
think
you
he
say?
covered all the bases. Actually, you know what I'm waiting for is for someone to give me some keys so I can test drive these things.
You know what? I did notice on some of them, I didn't look specifically, but some of them have the keys sitting on the front seats.
There are some keys, especially, it's just a secret, but that Hellcat over there has keys in it, and it's right by the door.
Oh, is that new Hellcat?
Yeah, so you know what I'm thinking? Is
Oh, wow.
if you open the door,
Yeah.
I'm thinking I could probably roll it out.
Right.
And the guy here wouldn't
Whoa,
even
I
know.
can barely walk. They'll catch me. Anyhow, this is it, folks. Over and out, and it's got the Oldsmobile service sign and the little Coca-Cola car right there. Bye-bye.